Now to a big headline of the week. The battle to win your vote in the fight over the Houston Equal Rights Ordinance is drawing millions of dollars. Opponents of HERO call themselves the Campaign for Houston and have already hit the radio airwaves with a $100,000 buy. According to coordinator Jared Woodfill, the HERO opposition will spend $2 million to get its message to voters. Here's a snippet of the ad.
One day, I hope to be pregnant and deliver my beautiful baby right here in Houston. But I'm concerned because the city of Houston is proposing an ordinance that will allow men to use the women's bathrooms and locker rooms. We are being told that the ordinance will prevent discrimination against pregnant women.
HERO supporters call themselves Houston United and say the ordinance is about eliminating discrimination and protecting rights of many groups of people, not just the gay community. Under the ordinance, public accommodations suggesting bathrooms and locker rooms can't be denied to people because of their sexual orientation. So are ads like these spreading misinformation? Does something like this help voters make an informed decision? The anti-HERO ads is our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you. We have this topic posted on our Fox 26 Facebook page and on Twitter. Use the hashtag Fox26forlife. Joining us live in the newsroom is our Roundup panel led by our senior legal analyst Chris Tritico, our news analyst Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. What do you all think of the ad?
You know, political ads are by nature directed to a certain segment of the population, and so I'm certainly not surprised that that our friend Jared Woodfill put out an ad that is limited in the way it is, because that's been the attack that he's been on from the day he filed suit over the HERO ordinance. And so, is it spreading misinformation? It certainly isn't designed to give the full impact of what the city intended when it passed the HERO ordinance. But that's what political ads are about, Jackie Bally, isn't it? And he's attacking that part of the ad, that part of the ordinance, which he thinks he wins on.
He's attacking that part of the ad because that's the part of the ordinance that he's attacking that part of the ordinance, right? Because that's the part of the ordinance that gives most people issues, because regardless of how you feel about homosexuals, transgenders, transsexuals, most women want to go in a bathroom with other women. And the fact that this bathroom ordinance was put back into this ordinance that's supposed to be against discrimination. I mean, why is it that we're supposed to be talking about discrimination and now we're talking about bathrooms? And the fact that it was put back in is really causing a lot of controversy. You see a lot of ordinances equivalent to what this one is in other cities, and there's a portion of it that they either don't have the bathroom section or they say there's a separate facility for transgenders or transsexuals.
Do you think that an ad like this, where they have a young girl saying, "I'm not going to get pregnant now because I'm concerned about this," is fear-mongering?
I think the fact that a lot of people need to know that this ordinance is saying that people, regardless of their gender, can go into a bathroom that you're going into. I think people don't realize that, because at first we're saying this is an ordinance against discrimination, and people need to know it encompasses a lot of other things.
Other than that, do you think it's fear-mongering to put this ad out that says young girl's not going to have a baby because of her fear over this ordinance?
It's sad. You know, this is the kind of thing that is that subtle racism, right? When people say, "I'm not racist, I've got a black friend," or "I'm not racist, I work with Mexicans, they work for me all the time, they're nice people," but, or "I'm not racist because, you know, I'm okay with gay people, but this ordinance is a little too much." This is that same type of that subtle racism when people come out against an ordinance without actually reading the content and the substance of it. This ordinance exists across every major city other than Houston, Texas. If we're going to claim the most diverse city in the nation, then we have to act like it. And anytime somebody goes out and runs an ad, says, "I'm going to spend $2 million running an ad to protect people in bathroom," they're lying to you.
Correction.
That's how simple that is.
Correction. Discrimination ordinances do exist, but the bathroom portion do not exist in most major cities that have this ordinance. And businesses that supported it are now pulling away because of that one clause.
Businesses are not pulling away.
Mustafa,
Yes, they are.
Don't people have a right to be a little bit concerned about the fact that if I'm in the bathroom, if I'm a female in the bathroom and some guy's going to walk in there and go to the bathroom, isn't that a legitimate concern?
There really is. You know, if you look at the ordinance, there really isn't a clause, as people say. There's language that says men can be in a bathroom.
Right.
Read the ordinance. I mean, look, this is not necessarily that complicated. You can go read an ordinance that's publicly available. So when people come say to you things that aren't really true, like an ad, go read the ordinance.
And that's another thing. It is complicated. Our ordinance is 6 to 7 times longer than a typical ordinance like this in other cities. And there were 3 Supreme Court rulings against it in 45 days.
Well,
so
the
clearly
rulings
there
weren't
are
against
flaws
the
there.
ordinance. They were
About the way the language was written, about
Yeah,
the
but
way it
that's
was being
not,
proposed.
That's not
that
against
they
the
didn't
ordinance.
strike the ordinance down.
No,
was
but
over-
That's
it
part
was-
of the misinformation
Hang on,
campaign.
hang on,
about the
hang on,
ordinance.
hang on. I got to get control back. Let me go to Sally.
There you go.
She's monitoring our social media.
All right, let's take a look at what a couple people are saying here on Twitter. The group Trans Advocate pointing out again some of this ad. They say the anti-LGBT group running in the ad calling trans women in women's bathrooms filthy, disgusting, and unsafe. Travis tweeted out, "Hero is about control, not freedom. My wife and daughters shouldn't be forced into sharing restrooms with natural-born men." Chris, no matter what happens, it's still going to be illegal to enter a restroom ever to harm or harass someone, right?
Absolutely. This ordinance does not allow people to go into a bathroom for any other reason than to use the bathroom. And it's protecting transgender people in their choice of the bathroom. But it's not, Jackie Bally, saying it's okay for you to go in and abuse somebody.
Of course not. No one's saying that. People are saying they don't feel comfortable with having men in bathrooms if they're women. Men are saying they're not comfortable with men being in bathrooms with their wife or their daughter. I don't believe I've heard in the ad that people are going in there to kill or to cause harm. People are saying it's a comfort level. And let me go back to his point when he says he always draws racism. A lot of the people who are fighting this are people of color. Black people, Hispanic people, many people of color, because of their faith and religious beliefs, don't feel comfortable with this.
Racism runs regardless of color. Bigotry runs regardless of color.
So you're saying
bigotry
all the
comes in
ministers
different
are bigots
ways.
because they're opposed
Bigotry
to
comes in
Just
different
because
ways.
people have different points of view does not mean they're bigots. That's a very, very
Final
broad
thought.
statement to make.
Final thought, Mustafa.
At the end of the day, whenever someone uses a scare tactic to tell you something bad's going to happen if you vote for this, history tells us the ones that are doing this are fearmongers, and that's what this is.